Hey, I'm back again. And guess what? Guess how many times I've seen the movie today? One. That's pretty good. That's a pretty decent day, right? It's not very often that I watch the movie more than once in a day. I'm actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm technically still watching the movie, but I got to upload this before midnight, or I want to try to upload this before midnight. Uh, I'm like 20 minutes away from the end of the movie ish. I don't know if you can read that. You can see the red bar. I'm almost done with the movie. By the time this is uploaded, I will have finished the movie. So I'm going to count it as I watched the whole movie, essentially. Yeah, I might as well have. So I've seen the movie 39 times, almost. And I realized something today. I'm gonna just turn this down. I don't know how well the microphone is picking that up. I realized that doing these daily videos, even if they're only like 2 or 3 minutes long, they're helping. You know, I don't give out much sustenance or information in them. And I realized that. And I knew that that was going to be the case when I started. But they're working in helping me watch the movie. Not quite daily, but pretty close to daily at this point. I've been doing it for a week, maybe. And I've watched the movie 4 times. I don't know. But I'm doing pretty good. Faster than I normally would. On average, I would normally do once a week, maybe twice a week. You know, before I started back up, I was doing 0 a week for however many months. But this is a good way to catch up. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to keep doing this after I think I said 30 days. I will go back and I'll check. I either said the rest of August or 30 days. I think I said 30 days. You know what? No, I'm not even going to go back and check. I'm going to say I'll do it. I'll do it for 30 days from when I posted that podcast episode. And we'll go from there and see. Maybe I'll do 1 month on, 1 month off, and then switch it out. Or I just feel like I don't really have much to say on the videos because a lot of like bigger topics and discussion topics and stuff like that, I would rather say on the podcast, even if I have to hold it in for, however many episodes it would take to get it out. Because there's a very clear line of things I would rather discuss on the podcast versus things I am willing to just talk about here. And because this will get seen by a significantly lower amount of people than listen to the podcast. So I don't want to alienate and force people to watch this if they don't want to. Like I've stated multiple times, this is essentially just bonus supplemental content. It's not necessary for the experience. So when it's actually coming to cataloging everything, I want it to be on the podcast. So that's where I'm at with that. So, but even if I'm not saying anything in these videos, like I said, it is helping. There's an aspect of it, and this is what I was hoping for. There is an aspect almost of I feel obligated to do it. Whereas before, when I was saying like, oh, I'll watch it 2 times a week, or oh, I'll watch it 3 times a week, that gave me the opportunity to say, well, I didn't watch it today, but I can watch it tomorrow and still make my 3 times in a week. Well, I didn't watch it the next day, but I still have the next day, and I can kind of push it off but this puts more responsibility on, if I didn't watch it today, that's kind of my fault. I mean, it's a long movie, don't get me wrong, and it is annoying. It has been annoying to attempt watching it every day, but I did this to myself because I am I got a message, because I'm so far behind. I kind of have to force myself to do it now, so this is my fault, and I'm hoping when I catch up to where I need to be, that maybe I won't fall behind this far again, and I can be a little bit more lenient with myself. But yeah, as of right now, it's working, and I could fully change my mind in the next 2 weeks and say, this is a terrible idea. But as it's happening currently, I'm doing really good with watching the movie. I still am trying, there's part of my brain wants to do another podcast episode, right? I would, in an ideal world, I would release it weekly. But then there's the other part of my brain that's like, dude, don't do it. Like, they're fighting each other, where I can't. Anytime I think about recording the podcast, for some reason, there's this wall that pops up. These are comparably low stakes to the podcast. Not that the podcast is high stakes. I can still do whatever I want. But in my brain, there is a quality difference. And what happens when I feel forced to release an episode of the podcast is I release an episode of the podcast that is shorter than it should be and has significantly less content or purpose than I would like it to. And that's what happens when I feel like I'm being forced to release something, as opposed to doing it on my own time when I want to. Not that I don't want to release, I feel like once a month is too long apart. Like I said, ideally I would do once a week. I know it's been 7 days. I think it's been 7 days since the last episode, which was like 11 minutes long or whatever. So I wouldn't even really consider that an episode. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping that these daily things, if I complain to myself long enough in these video diaries, maybe I can make myself want to make a podcast episode, because I would really love to. I feel like I want to put more work into the Gassum Sandwich episode though, and try to make it a little bit longer. A lot of my episodes are 20 minutes ish is the average, 15 to 20 minutes. I would like the Gassum Sandwich one to just be just a real solid episode, especially since I haven't posted a real solid episode in a while. But we'll see what happens. I know I say that a lot, but really that's what this whole project comes down to, is seeing what happens. So we'll see what happens.